Mary, how will you celebrate the 21st anniversary of the death of Warren Zevon tomorrow?
Oh, I've been really thinking about this because I want to celebrate it properly. And we all know Warren Zevon loved watermelon. So I think I'm going to get a watermelon, cut it up, maybe put a candle in it, and enjoy some.
He was actually killed by watermelon, and he hated it.
Well, I don't know where you're getting your facts from, but check out Snopes.
He was killed, but that watermelon must have had a lot of alcohol in it because love Warren Zevon, as if you needed one more reason to like vice presidential candidate Tim Walz, by the way. He's a big Warren Zevon fan. Warren Zevon would have turned 77 this past January, but he died in 2003. And kind of a cautionary tale for people who don't like going to the doctor, because that's essentially what got him. He had found out way, way, way too late that he had cancer. And had they gotten to him a little bit earlier, had he gone to the doctor and figured out what was going on with him, but again, he was a guy that lived hard. And when you live that hard for that long, you probably ignore things that make you feel weird because you're like, well, I'm just coming down from this, or But he had, but a couple of years before he died, he started feeling dizzy all the time, and he was coughing all the time, and he was shortness of breath. It's determined he had mesothelioma, which you hear about all the time now. There's no shortage of advertisements for law firms and things like that about mesothelioma.
He could have got paid.
Yeah. But I don't know if 21 years ago that was as top of mind as it is now. Maybe it was. I don't know. People got it because they were exposed to asbestos. And because that's not as prevalent as it used to be. But you still hear advertisements for mesothelioma cases, but that's what took Warren Zevon. So Mary will be putting a candle in a watermelon. How did you land on watermelon?
It's the science about it.
It's the science about it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were just making stuff up, but
now that you've
so well.
right.
No, come on.
You care to?
I would never.
Do you care to elaborate on the science of the watermelon?
What do you know? I'm saying the science of him liking the watermelon.
Right, the science of him liking the watermelon.
It was his favorite fruit.
Mm-hmm. It's weird because, and I always like to learn new things about people that I admire in any area of life, and I consider myself quite the Warren Zevon aficionado. I've read most of the books with him as a subject. I've listened to his entire musical catalog, but I'm learning something new now. There's not a single mention ever of his clearly deep and abiding love for the watermelon. Not one. You'd think that it would have been mentioned, either by him or family or friends.
Oh, it's out there, man. You just got to look for it, It's all out there.
You just got to be a real fan.
It's all out there.
If you're a real fan like Mary is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so what's your favorite song of his then?
Oh, Werewolf Dolph Lundgren.
Werewolf Dolph Lundgren. Werewolf Dolph Lundgren.
Jake C.
saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand, walking through the streets of Soho in the rain. He was looking for the place called Lee Ho Fooks. Gonna get a big dish of beef chow mein. Werewolves of London.
Yeah. Werewolf
Wolf Dolph Lundgren.
Werewolf Dolph Lundgren.
I didn't think anybody would top Haley Welch and Empire State of Mind, but Mary just did it with Werewolf Dolph Lundgren.
I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You're welcome.
That's how you know she's been consuming watermelon herself.
Mm-hmm.
The brain power behind the mighty watermelon. Or quick on her feet. You see, Selena Gomez is a newly minted billionaire.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Makeup line. That's how all these girls get rich. It ain't from their records. It's not from touring anymore. It's you put out a line of beauty products and you're going to be a billionaire.
She wasn't really a touring musician. She's an actress, right?
No, she's a singer.
Who?
Selena Gomez. That's how she started, was a singer. She put out albums. She did Wizards of Waverly Place. She did both, but she would tour. She was a singer.
Okay, I just know her from Wizards of Waverly Place and all the other stuff. The acting stuff.
Yep. America's latest billionaire, young Selena Gomez. Well, she's 32 now. She still looks like she's 11, but she's 32. She released 9 top 10 singles.
Really?
Yep. And
you didn't know this?
I didn't know. I didn't know she was a singer.
what's the last big one? Nah, come and get it, right? Come and get it. If you want it, come and get it. Werewolf Dolph Lundgren. No, it's actually it's a pretty good song. It's like it's a banger. It's an earworm.
Okay, I've heard this. I didn't know it was Selena Gomez.
You know what one you might know, Bill? Is the I love you like a love song.
Yeah.
baby.
Okay. Again, I know these songs. I just
Yeah.
didn't know it was Selena Gomez.
Yep.
Because it's just like that era, like when my kids would listen to Kiss when they were little. So I just didn't know it was her. Well, good for her.
And she was probably getting played on Disney radio too, if you go back far enough. But
Every beautiful thought's been already sung, and I guess right now here's another one.
anyway, she's had a lot of songs. Like I said, her acting style is like somebody who's had their jaw wired shut. But she's on that Only Murders in the Building with Steve Martin and Martin Short.
And a billionaire.
Of course, that's Meryl Streep's boo, Martin Short. And she's got a couple of Emmy nominations under her belt, too. But her net worth is now $1.3 billion because of her stake. She is an 80% shareholder in the Rare Beauty company. She launched it 5 years ago. And, you get an army of influencers and people all over social media. And I think she might be the person who has the most Instagram followers. Doesn't Selena Gomez have the most now? Like
I thought
over.
it was Kim Kardashian.
No, I don't think so. I thought Selena Gomez had the most. I could be wrong.
Cristiano Ronaldo has the most.
Oh, really? How many does he have?
636 million.
Wow.
6.
Think about that.
Oh.
It's Cristiano Ronaldo with 638 million. I'm sorry.
She has
And
424 million
Yeah.
followers.
And then Lionel Messi.
Okay.
And
Lionel
then
Messi.
Whatever. And then Selena Gomez, Kylie Jenner, The Rock, Ariana Grande. Kim K.
Okay. Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Well, soccer boy. I mean,
Yeah.
that's hard to top worldwide. But imagine if you just had everything you post, even if it's just a fraction of those people, and it's always a hell of a lot more than a fraction, everything you post goes to over 500 million people.
Yeah.
It'd be crazy. Be fun. But there's not a lot of room when you're at that level. You can't screw around. You can't play around on social media. It's all has to be like
It's all business.
brand specific, and it's all got to be locked down. And you're leaving it in the hands of other people too, which has got to kind of terrify you to some degree. How many followers would you have before you got somebody to do your account?
Before I let someone else do it?
Like, how many would you need to have before you say, I'm going to have somebody do this for me?
I don't think that matters because the process of posting and stuff doesn't change based on how many followers you have.
No,
you
what
can
I'm saying.
choose whether to engage or not.
No,
I don't
understood.
think-
But I'm saying if you have that many followers, you've gotten to the point where you're really busy. You're doing other stuff. That's why you have so many people paying attention to you. You're doing a lot of other things. You need somebody doing that. You're not going to sit there. You don't have time to sit there and be posting things.
I'll do it for you, Mary.
No.
Alan and I will take over your social
No, you will
media.
not. I'm actually doing very well as of recently on social media. I just crossed 90,000 followers on Instagram.
Oh,
I'm getting
beautiful.
Close to that
Good job,
100K.
yay.
Good for you.
But
Now, what happens when you hit 100? You mean like a mental thing or there's a monetary thing?
I don't think there's a monetary thing, but I think that's the number where people start to take you more seriously.
Pay
As
attention
far-
when you hit 100 grand?
I think so. As far as like industry stuff, I don't know why. Maybe I made that up in my head that people are like, oh, this person has clout if you're over 100,000 followers.
Made it up in your head.
That
Okay.
might not be real. That might be just what I look at.
Okay.
But, yeah, I had 2 videos this week. They're each at a 1.5 million views.
Good for you.
And I've gotten thousands of followers from it. Which is
I don't do
cool.
enough to get my numbers to budge.
But you're also not posting.
That's what I mean.
I mean, I
like
guess
I
if
don't.
you posted clips from the show, yes, but
I
you're
guess,
posting
but even
stand-up
then,
clips, you know.
right.
And both of them are about kids kind of being sucky, which is funny to me that those are the ones that people are glomming
Well,
onto
those
right
are
now.
you'll get very divided people, and that's what social media loves when people go, I don't like that you don't want
they
kids,
argue.
and they go, well, I love that you don't want kids, and then boom,
Engagement.
million.
Yeah.
Engagement. Alan Selena Gomez has some
And I'm sure it's very funny too.
big old slappers. What does that mean? Boobs?
Wait, what?
This person texted Selena Gomez has some big old slappers.
Imagine they meant sloppers, but I don't.
Oh.
Does she? I thought she was built like teeny tiny.
Well, I
do
also
not know much
Thinking of
about
a
her.
different person. You're not thinking of. I don't think you know who Selena Gomez. Are you thinking of Ariana Grande?
No, Selena Gomez with the little kid face.
She's
Yes.
thick.
Is she?
Well, but I think she has a condition, right? Doesn't she have, not MS, but she's got something. She's got, like, where sometimes she's on,
Like a thyroid problem?
no, well, she's bipolar. I know that. But she has lupus. So I think sometimes you'll see photos of her, and I think she's
Oh, yeah, look at that.
her
There's some big
medication,
boobs.
she had a kidney transplant. So, like, the medication she was on made her face look a lot rounder at certain times. She's been pretty open about it. It was I was watching a thing with her maybe a year ago, and she just seems very sweet and kind of centered for somebody who's, because wasn't she with Bieber back in the day? And,
Yes.
Yeah. So she just seems really sweet for somebody who is in the middle of as many things as she is. But yeah, she and Nick Cannon are kind of like the high profile lupus people. She had like a documentary on Apple TV about being bipolar.
Yeah.
And she's like, I was tired of pretending one thing, and and that can't be easy to do.
I bet it's fine. I bet it's super easy.
No, but you know what I mean? I think people have this idea that if somebody's famous and they're rich,
Yeah, that there's
they
no
go,
problems. yeah.
well, or that whatever problems they do have, they can easily take care of. But if you're
'Cause of
talking about,
money.
Money fixes everything.
well, you obviously have access to things, and that's
everything.
that's the important part. But it's also not going to, if you're bipolar, it's not going to, your money's not going to make you not bipolar.
No, but your money's
So-
going to get you the best therapist.
Absolutely.
And drugs.
Your access. Right.
All I want is money. Just somebody pay me just to be.
But let me ask you this, because I don't have
Because you're a millionaire.
No.
Oh.
I don't have any prescriptions. I don't have, fortunately, I don't have a family history of mental illness. My question is this, because I know a lot of people do. When we talk about these kinds of things and we go, well, they have access to the best, fill in the blank. Is the implication that some people are on better, more expensive bipolar prescriptions? I mean, irrespective of how much money you have, don't they prescribe the same things?
Well, it's having the money to take it at all. If the prescription is $400 a month, that is absolutely nothing to Selena Gomez.
No, but I'm
That's
saying
the
there's a
amount of money I make in a week.
But there's a lot of people who are bipolar and are on medication, and it's not $400 a month. So
Sure. But, okay, what about having health insurance to go through the process of all the doctor's visits, psychiatrist visits,
The time as
evaluations,
well,
the
yeah.
time to take off work to do those things because you can afford to? All of that going into even getting the diagnosis. Like if you are having mental health issues and you're not sure what it is and you don't have health insurance, now you're talking $150 a session with a psychiatrist? And then you have
right.
to find the time and the babysitters.
But what
and
I'm saying is therapy is different than medicine.
Psychiatrists are the ones who prescribe drugs. Psychologists are therapists. Psychiatrists.
I see. You're talking about, yeah.
For disorders like this, you need to go to there's regular doctors involved, but the psychiatrist is the one who writes the prescription.
Gotcha.
At least I don't have bipolar, but like whenever I've had to go on my anxiety medication or like when I got back on my ADHD medication, you have to have X amount of visits with a psychiatrist.
Right.
Not just a general practitioner.
I mean, for all the years I've had a shrink, I've never had anything prescribed to me.
Because yours probably isn't a psychiatrist. It's just a psychologist.
No, it's psychiatrist. But it's not like they're going to, I'm not saying it's never been suggested to me. I'm saying I've never had a prescription filled. But no, a psychologist is like a social worker or something, kind of in that strata of people. You're talking about a medical physician who can prescribe.
No,
yes,
have it
a psychiatrist.
All wrong. No. A psychologist, you can get a doctor of psychology. You can be a doctor and be a psychologist, but you cannot write a prescription.
That's what I'm saying. The difference between somebody with a PhD and a physician.
No, because you can be a PhD, and
I don't know about that. If you have a doctorate, that doesn't mean you can prescribe things.
That's
psychiatrist.
Exactly what I'm trying to say.
A physician, psychiatrist, a physician is someone who can prescribe. That's the distinction I'm making.
Sure.
Not somebody who has a PhD.
All I know is that a psychiatrist can give you drugs and a psychologist cannot.
Right. Because it's the difference between having.
But a psychologist is not just a counselor.
No, but I'm
or
saying
like a social worker.
I'm saying that for the most part, they are not a physician.
No, but there's a different amount of schooling that goes into being like a social worker or a counselor and a psychologist.
I mean, because there are people who are on various programs and like low income things, and those people have prescriptions. I mean, those people are getting
but they're not
bipolar,
They might not have the best doctors.
That's what I'm saying, though. Is the implication that they're getting like subpar medication?
I don't know
Not
about
necessarily medication, but subpar care.
Yeah.
Subpar, or just not even having the access or ability to get the amount of care that they need.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like when I wanted to go back on my ADHD medication, this was 2 years ago. I had to have 4 visits with a psychiatrist that were each like almost $200 a piece. They're an hour long, and they had to happen within, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks of each other, which meant I had to find 4 days to take off, or that we were already off air, or if I had an open Saturday, to go do those things in order to start the process of getting back on my medication. If someone didn't have insurance, and so that's $800 right out the gate without even anything else. $800 just to take the appointment. Now you have to find 4 days to take off work, and in those 4 days you have to find people to care for your children if you have somebody who can do that, or you have to pay for childcare. So when I say money can solve your problems,
or you gotta leave your kid in the car, and that's all. That costs a lot of gas.
When I say
and you'll get a ticket if something happens to them.
When I say money can solve your problems, that's what I mean.
Right.
When people have more money, those are things they don't have to worry about.
Takes things off your plate.
Correct.
I've got to take a break. I'll have that last pair of tickets for you when I go to the Nothing More show. It's the Carnal Tour. That's the new album. Got a couple of other bands with them. And I got one more pair of tickets for that. It is September 24th, for the end of the month. A Tuesday night at the Agora. Fine night for a rock and roll show. And then 5:30 will be the last keyword for you this week. To go to Vegas, it's $1,000 and a shot to get to the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
This is the Alan Cox Show. Everywhere on our free iHeartRadio